republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We're not illegal aliens because we didn't come from outer space. We're here, we're people. Why call us illegal aliens when oh god. When we're people just like everyone else. We have family, we have feelings, we have a heart, we can love, we can cry, we laugh, we know what fun is, we know what's right and what's wrong. Crossing that border is survival for many people, and that's the truth. It's not exaggerating, because a lot of people in other countries don't know what they're gonna eat the following day. All I remember was being small, and being in Mexico like a late evening, and all she said was, I guess she just gathered our stuff or some stuff, and then we came here. And I started 4th grade. I finished elementary school, high school, and community college.
I started school in South Central. My family moved around a whole lot. In South Central, Linwood, Lenox, Inglewood. I started school in South Central, and I was taking all Spanish classes. At the time, it was still okay to speak Spanish in school. There was a time when it was okay to speak Spanish in school. In 2nd grade, I was taken out of my class, and I was put into an English class. So I started 3rd grade in an all-English class where the teacher, did not speak English. I'm sorry, did not speak Spanish. I can even still remember the humiliation of being taken out of my environment, a place where I felt safe, and a place where I really enjoyed my educational ventures, and to all of a sudden being put in a place where I couldn't really communicate with anybody. The teacher didn't speak Spanish, and everybody else around me, although the majority of these children were Latino, of Latino descent, a lot of them had already lost their Spanish. I was 2 years old when I came into this country. I'm 24 now. And going back, quote unquote, it'd be essentially me going back to, or going into a foreign country. My Spanish is not good. I don't know much about Mexico.
Why are we giving these students this free pass? Go in front of the line. The students don't even have a line. We don't even have a line to be waiting right now. And so that's why the DREAM Act is so core, because it's the only thing in existence that could give us an opportunity. And even that, it's not perfect legislation, Definitely not.
I actually ended up having to work a couple of jobs to make enough money to actually pay my way through community college. It just kind of feels as though I've been working really hard to get to a particular point in my life in which I could be self-sufficient and I could be a productive member of society, yet my hands are tied behind my back. This is actually my last semester, this upcoming semester, and then I'll be done with my 2 BAs.
To start out without, legal status, and at 18 it's so important to be able to work, to be able to vote, to be able to drive a car and have a driver's license. Those things are so important, and to not have that is going to be really difficult. Not too long ago, met with a family, 3 siblings and their cousin, and in the intake it turned out that the 3 siblings who were, I think, maybe 10 through 15, we're able to help them with several things, including their immigration status. And then the cousin who, you know, is in the same living situation, same, really involved in high school on a sports team, really good student, and he doesn't have an option right now to adjust status and become a legal resident. And there are clients that we meet who just don't have any legal options because they don't fit into one of these laws that is out there to protect some and not others.
You know, just because it's a law doesn't mean that it's reflective of the truth and of justice. And so I think that's where it all just goes wrong, when people start believing that the law is perfect and all-knowing. It's not. Laws are reflective of its time. Laws are reflective of the people in power. Laws are reflective of the circumstances of the time. And we're no longer in those times, and we're no longer in those circumstances. We're in a time of globalization. We're in a time where, you know, products are migrating freely. Labor is migrating freely, but people aren't being allowed to migrate freely. So it's law is not perfect, and immigration laws are definitely not perfect. If my sister, who's a U.S. citizen, I'm giving you an example, wants to petition me, I have to wait 12 years in order for that case to, you know, get a solution.
As things get more difficult economically or whatever's happening here, we tend to want to point our fingers and blame, and so people, you know, go to the easiest targets. And I think maybe we're going through another period like that immigrants are an easy target.
One presentation I did at a high school, at a sort of a small continuation high school, and when I arrived there were only about 5 people in the class, and I asked where everybody was, and the students said that when they heard it was an immigration presentation, a bunch of the kids thought it was immigration coming, so they didn't show up for school.
I would like to know Mexico. I would like to go on and travel throughout Central America, South America, African and Asian countries. I'd like to go as far as, you know, the buck can carry me, but I can't. I'm stuck here. I can't leave, and if I leave, there's a possibility that I may never be able to come back. And, you know, what American can say that? Nobody wants to take responsibility for the situations in which we all help create. And if they can just open their ears and open their eyes and open their hearts and acknowledge that, see, the thing is, as an AB 540 and me sitting here speaking into the camera, I'm not necessarily trying to have people pity me. I'm not necessarily trying to have people pity my situation. I'm simply just trying to show you people out there that I'm doing my thing and I'm taking care of my responsibilities. And I want to be a contributing member to the society, and that's all that I want.
We're going to sensitize this governor. We're going to convince him that he vetoed a bill last year and that his veto was the wrong thing to do last year. We're going to convince him. We're going to convince him. We're going to convince him that the only way to get California on its equal footing, where people are treated with dignity and respect, is for us to do away with this horrific injustice that we commit to students who come to this country without legal status, not by their choosing, but because there's an economy in this country, in this state, that says to their parents, come here because we need your labor. Come here because we need you to work to make a living. So if you join me in this effort, we're going to get it done. I trust we're going to do it. We're going to get the governor to sign this bill this year. Thank you very much. Stay strong. Keep fighting. Never give up. Thank you.
The main purpose why we came was to get an education. And so to me, that was always the message. Like, we came here so you can go to school. And so that's what I did. And I excelled. But then again, that barrier that you keep on talking about, like, all of a sudden, like, you know, a student in the top 4% of their class can't go to college because they don't have the funds. And even at that time, I couldn't go to college because AB 540 didn't even exist. So AB 540 became law October 2001 and was and became implemented January 2002. And I started going to school in the fall. The story of the undocumented student is the core of finding a solution. Why do I say that? The story of the undocumented student is the core of finding a solution because they've done everything that America has asked them to. So they've done everything that America has asked them to: be a good citizen, be productive, be civically involved, whether that means, go out for voter registration even though you can't. So I feel like immigrant youth and high school students and college students, they're the core of the solution because they're the ones that are showing, look, America, you're contradicting yourself. Because you told me if I do good in school that I can have the American dream. America, you told me if I go to college and graduate that I can have the American dream. But America, you're not doing that. So that's really like the heart, I feel, of finding a solution, because even the people that have done everything right are still being denied. You have to respond with love. Like, our movement, or the immigrant rights movement, is not about hostility, and it's not about responding with hate. It's about responding with love and truth. I know that sounds kind of corny or whatnot, but it's really the truth.